this is Cloud9's best chance in the series. They have to get off to a good start. Slow starts have plagued them throughout this tournament. Let's see if Cloud9 can kick things off with a bang.
Drop's looking to do that, but Nafany takes him down as the smoke plumes in towards window. The first kill of this best of three going the way of Cloud9 and FaZe. Will they group up to B?
Yeah, Axel sits out towards short, has got Buster alongside of him. But FaZe are already through, and they will not get much further. Axel taking two with him. Rain and Carrigan not allowed to step inside of the site. Axel has turned up to this best of three right away. 3 kills in the pistol round, and just Brokey sees a couple of victims towards short, but he will be the only one. Cloud9 pick up the first round.
And Axel, the FaZe Destroyer, stepping up as well. The man that's always there in their performances against this team, getting off to a good start in the pistol.
Yeah, great to see. And I think for Cloud9, it was so important they got off to this good start because we've seen a different FaZe since they've had their break from RMR A. We saw against Aurora the hype they were bringing and just also the control they had of the game when they were on the front foot. So for Cloud9, very important that they get off to that good start here. They've still got to deal with the force buy though.
Yeah, force off, no plant as well, just running up through mid, and well, there's an almost opportunity for a kill. Axel does collect it. Carrigan goes down after trying to charge through mid. A little bit of damage done onto Shiro, but that's all they really found for their troubles, and again, they go back towards B.
It's just Buster over here with the MP9. A chance for FaZe to break through on this B side. Axel's been called back. He's called. Oh, what a shot from Rops. Axel had the better weapon. Now Buster has to do it with a little gun. It's one on to Rain, but the body shots of Rops come through. Shiro once again keeps the numbers favorable to Cloud9, but Brokey still gets away with it, but his teammate is gone. It's all on Brokey to recover this one. On his blind side, the smoke covers him off for now. Nafany to come through the market doorway. And Brokey sees the time ticking. Hasn't seen any Cloud9 players yet because that's the play for Hobbit. Around the back with the M4A4, locks in the headshot, and the second round for Cloud9.
Wow, they just gave him nothing. They didn't give Brokey an inch in that clutch. They figured that Hobbit has to be the man to get the first contact because Nafany's stuck behind the smoke. Really well played there by Cloud9, and it's also just wild that it's Shiro jumping through the smoke. He's normally such a disciplined and controlled player, but he jumps into the site. Still some good shots for FaZe, but you see there, Shiro just gets the kill, and that puts Brokey in a really hard clutch attempt, which he can't win this time.
Yeah, the timing's just not good there for Brokey. As he's about to smoke off the market doors, that's when Shiro takes his chance to jump on through.
Another force.
Well, bomb did go down, and they did a lot of damage.
Great nade. Rain just gets taken down to 41. In fact, he is completely removed, and FaZe often leave one player in middle. So now Cloud9 can focus on the remainder of this A play. Brokey gone, and FaZe handed 3 players in their first rifle purchase, and it is not going anywhere. Shiro up on top of the ticket. They are looking so warmed up right now, Cloud9. 5 up already, and FaZe don't even get close to the site. That's 5 players staying alive. At least for now, maybe Robs can steal away something. But this is going to be that 3rd round locked in for Cloud9 in a row.
Yeah, going for a bit of pure contact there with the lack of util based off these multiple force buys. Didn't really set them up for success there. Cloud9 come out ahead in all of those aim doors. Robs might still be able to do some damage here, but the chances in the round are incredibly slim. See how thorough he is when he clears these corners. See what he can actually find here, but that bomb is just well out of his grasp.
I mean, damage is all he can really realistically accomplish at this point.
And how much of it are Cloud9 going to allow? Rops catches Nafany. Inquisitive extends out of sandwich. 28 seconds left. Rops with the player above him. He'll smoke in front of the bomb. And the spam will come through. Shiro comes over the top of the stairway. Closes on the round for Cloud9. Just one for Rops on the way out.
Yeah, and that's some money established and a more comfortable round in this one for Cloud9. FaZe shouldn't have a full-on force with the lack of bomb plant. Really important first fights. And Shiro is definitely someone to watch on this map, especially on CT side. I know we've talked about Axile a lot, but Shiro this year has a 1.58 rating on the CT side of Mirage. He's so good at picking his spots. It really suits his style when he can just sit back with that sniper. And this strong start means he should get that AWP out pretty early on in this one.
This time Ren doesn't want to be dealt that initial half HP damage right away, Lucy.
We saw him whip out an interesting nade yesterday.
We did. He definitely had a Kobe lineup, didn't he? As well as Carrigan. He had one of those.
Expect to see some more of that as this series progresses. Rops peering on through with the scout. This one's to do a bit of damage, or maybe a headshot through the box. Hobbit removed. Gets an early haircut. Now Nafany steps up to the plate. About to be forced on through the underpass. Carrigan and Twist peeking around this corner. Nafany getting a taste of them, but falls on back. Axel above, can hear and support with another kill.
Yeah, just nips in. Carrigan stood no chance really against the rifle, and the nade goes in and catches Twists. So even with Rops' brilliant opener, best they can hope for is to slink through for this bomb plant onto the site. Cloud9 are giving it to them, and maybe, just maybe, in this post plant, FaZe can work some magic with the weaker weapons. It is still just a Glock for Brokey. The scout for Rops would need to do the majority of the work and set up her in with a Deeg. And this jungle fight is where it starts to come around and starts to come down for FaZe. Rops with another great shot, and the scout goes back to spawn. This time will not connect, and Cloud9 recover for a 4th round in a row. It's a nice settled start for C9, and I think they need this, given the fact that, sure, they've had to play a lot more games. They've had to come into this. They're not feeling too confident. You can see their emotions have been all over the place. So getting a comfortable start on their CT side of Mirage, that's got to feel good.
The thing that's exciting is Rops does look dialed in. I mean, that is crazy to open things up. And it's been enjoyable, honestly, these rounds, because Rops is taking a bit more initiative, maybe because they have the weaker buy. And we were saying at Pro League, it felt like Rops was starting to become that standout player on FaZe. We didn't see it at the start of this RMR, but yesterday against Aurora, he started to step up again. We'll see if Rops can be that main man for FaZe as they finally get the guns out. There is the AWP for Brokey, but no AWP on the CT side.
No reason to invest it in yet.
Rain is often such a reliable player in mid alone. We've seen that didn't go well in the first gun round. He didn't really have anything to fight back with. This time, he's able to get out towards the top mid boxes, and FaZe are allowed to take this mid control.
Yeah, Cloud9's happy to sit back. They've got quite a strong setup on A itself. This 3-2 hold with the player and connector really charged with the most importance. Nafany, we know that some teams did look to punish him in that position. When you look back to Monte and how they approached their matchup on Mirage versus Cloud9, it was very much about taking this space from Nafany, and Rain's looking to do the same.
Hobbit hides behind triples. Flash will connect from mid, and he is overrun. Carrigan with one, and Nafany battling back. The Incan leaders go blow for blow, but Nafany's getting much more now. The plant starts to come in. It's locked through, but look at Axel, undetected in the site, executes on Carrigan and drops underneath the wood. Axel still in a powerful position. Rob's having to deal with him, and Axel doesn't care. Shows why he's called one of the best riflers in the world. And Brokey left now in the 1 versus 2. Smoked away, blasted with HEs, and covered off in the connector smoke. Smart decision for Axel to use the cover on the other side of the defuse, and Brokey cannot spam through accurately enough, and that's the 5-0 start for Cloud9, and Axel really is here to play.
Wow, that is so wild. I did not expect to see Axel on the A-bomb site of all things. He's often playing on B short, but he is in position. Maybe that's why FaZe don't account for him. And it looked pretty good for FaZe, getting towards the site at least, but Nafany did a real solid job in connector as well. I think it's great to point out he's in such a pivotal position on that CT side. So he's got to make sure he doesn't just get run over. As you were saying, Lucy, sometimes that seems like it's team's strategy against Cloud9, but he stepped up there. And what a start for Axel, 9-1 so early in this one.
Yeah, position from Nafany. I mean, this is the sort of place you normally put your star player, right? And there's so many stars on this Cloud9 roster, but Nafany's the one that takes control, finds the double kill there with that HE at the end. Axel, though, I mean, he's the star here. The fact that he manages to slip the net, get in the back lines, wins out that duel over Rops, and that's it.
Well, I asked Hobbit earlier, how important is it that Axel shows up to this FaZe match, and he said, especially important. Well, he has delivered so far. FaZe continued to purchase. Maximum loss bonus, allowing extra utility around this too. They've positioned quite heavily towards B. Axel's back to his common position at short, looking to unravel yet again. But with Brokey and Carrigan still outside of the A ramp, no commitment coming through anytime soon for FaZe.
And yesterday for FaZe, it felt like on their T side, they were winning rounds when they were controlling them. They haven't controlled this game so far.
So they're faking out the A play here. Carrigan really trying to sell it. Smoke out towards jungle and connector. Brokey hangs back in the ramp, and Carrigan is just trying to pull as many rotations away, and he's doing that right now. Axel's in limbo. He doesn't really want to fully rotate away, and he thinks this is the B play because they haven't really heard anything on this A site. They haven't gathered a whole lot of info. And Twist is in con. The bomb could come back with that kill on Twist. Absolutely it should. And Carrigan finds the head of Hobbit in the jungle. And the bomb is quickly making its way back over to this A site.
Axel getting peppered by Rops as well. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Should I say a Rops and a hard place? And Rops is the one that takes him down. Shiro and Buster, they can't even give this a look in, really. Peer on through. Buster is still in CT. Chance of denying the bomb very low, but Rops is on low HP. Gonna drop this smoke. And he can use as a one-way over ticket if he wishes to. At the moment, not being given anything quite yet. Carrigan walks on through, so Shiro does net a kill. But still with 4 players to find. This hit from FaZe is beautiful. Set up as the fake, and in the end, they get so much space, they decide to commit to it.
Yeah, the fake works better than the plan, right? So they're very quickly able to adapt to it and make their way back over to that A side. Twist makes the difference in connector. Carrigan already got so deep in jungle, and that passive setup on the A site from Cloud9 ends up giving FaZe the perfect option. And that's got to feel good for your first gun round.
Yeah, it's funny because FaZe were going for a lot of more contact-heavy plays earlier in this half. This is the first round where it feels like they try and throw some misdirection in the mix, and they can't even use the misdirection. They don't need to because they get the kills elsewhere. A lot of ground gain through connector. Feels like that could be a really pivotal position on the map.
Yeah, Cloud9's setup there just kind of works perfectly for FaZe, right? In terms of such a passive setup on the A side. So the fake looks like a real execute and ends up being one. So really everything works out for FaZe in that round, and they finally break the streak of Cloud9, and off the back of that, an immediate timeout comes in.
You can see how vocal Groove is behind them as well. I caught him just as he was leaving after that big victory, and I was asking, you know, how much time you got to prepare? How do you feel about this? And just kind of getting his thoughts on it. And he was like, well, 1 hour, do or die. And a few words, but the point was taken. And right now, 5-1, a pretty good start for Cloud9. And I like that they called a timeout immediately after the first FaZe gun round.
Second sniper picked up for Cloud9. That's into the hands of Axile, who was off to such a strong start for them. He'll be playing over towards B and will be boosted up early. Looks like a ramp aggression could be a call here from Cloud9. A couple of players pushing, but Axile's won the fight elsewhere.
Yeah, with Axel on the AWP, it's success for Cloud9 in that first opening, but that ramp play has worked out really well for them. Cloud9 up a player, 4 versus 3, and the round's basically just started. FaZe are drifting back over towards A with the 3 remaining players. And is that trifecta of death? The deadly trio of Twist, Brokey, and Rops trying to make this one happen. And Twist runs out of the ramp smoke and right into Shiro.
Shiro up on the ticket in an exposed position, but a bit faster than Twist on the fight there. Still have to get past Hobbit here. Shiro is rotated, Rops has found it.
And now they're coming out of Palace too, right? Brokey's coming out with the AWP. Rops with him. And suddenly FaZe find themselves a chance again. Brokey scoped up in the right spot right now. How long will he hold it against Shiro? He is creeping closer into the peak. Brokey's AWP strikes harder, and it's the head of Shiro no longer attached. And Rops is holding that second CT player, and Rops will stand tall. Just Axel left. Kicked off the round, now trying to close it, and realizes that's unlikely. Backs away, AWP in hand. FaZe find their way to a second, and it's Brokey and Rops, the Baltic brothers, finding their way to the second round.
Put these two in a clutch, and they're always going to come up good.
Yeah, and Cloud9 not really able to coordinate that retake in the way they would have wanted. That's a 2v4. Hobbit gets caught on the A site. Cloud9 start trying to come in for the retake, but they never get the ability to work together in the way they would want. And that was such a strong start for Cloud9. The opening moves were brilliant for them, but that kill opens up everything. And then you see solo fights coming in. The flash from Axar was a little too late. And Hobbit realized as soon as he went down, the round was all of a sudden open for FaZe, and this is what we want to see from FaZe, individual shining.
Yeah, the question for me is, where did Shiro decide to go then? He was going on that rotate around to jungle, but the timing just wasn't good because FaZe was so fast out the gate. Hobbit was left alone, and, well, a bit of a push coming on through. Brokey hits the flick, tries to set up this AWP, but Axel actually falls off the mark, so Brokey gets to stand here and keep locked on the angle.
Yeah, this is one of the two keys to success in this round for Cloud9 is Axel doing something with his AWP. If he gives it up right away, count this one done in a FaZe on a third. So he's just staying alive. He'll drop back and play default. It is a very committed angle with the AWP, but he has to take a risk.
I'm guessing he had the spawn, that's the reason he's holding it and not Shiro.
Hobbit burned away. Has to adjust the defensive setup now here. FaZe just figuring out how Cloud9 are actually set up right now. They don't want to commit anywhere unless they feel like it's the right move. And they're coming back towards A. Perhaps a pinch through the connector and through the A site.
Looking likely. And for Hobbit, he's in a very vulnerable position. He needs Axel to keep him safe. This AWP on the site is going to have a really hard time here. Hobbit goes down early. Axel doesn't get any help on the site. It's clean from FaZe. They're even going to cut off the rotate. Nothing doing for Cloud9 in this one.
Yeah, both keys full. Hobbit, you can see he wanted to catch that player off, and Palace takes it down the CZ. Suddenly you've got a rifle, and the round's looking very pretty. But Axel's in such a difficult position there to get anything done with the AWP. So as soon as Hobbit goes down, I mean, his days are essentially numbered there.
Well, we talked about the rightful presence of Cloud9 showing up early. Well, look at this. Rops is absolutely here right now. And some of the biggest games in the RMRs, he was missing. He wasn't at the same level we've seen from him at Pro League. But if he can return to form and Rops can deliver in the biggest of matches for them, FaZe look very scary. And Alex, it has to be a point that Cloud9, realistically looking at this veto, need to pick up Mirage.
Yeah, and they're normally so good on the CT side of this map. We do have the buy from Cloud9. Some weaknesses in there. No AWP for Shiro. The utility's a little short, and this mid control is being heavily contested here.
Carrigan charging on through, but Axel's holding from short. Nafany comes on back. Couple of kills going their way. Twist does get one with a fast response, but still the advantage for Cloud9. Axel's repositioned here. Wants to be able to get into a power position to deal with Twist if he goes any further.
I love seeing Rops try and activate like this. So often so passive, but he knows he needs to do something here.
Yeah, it's the playmaking that's going to win this game. Rops sends the molly towards CT. Getting a bit of space as he jumps up on top of Tetris, but it's Shiro with the weaker gun back at jungle that catches Rops out. And now the final two members of FaZe in this round attacking in towards this B site. It is Buster waiting for them.
This angle is devilish.
Yeah, I love that.
What a performance from him earlier as well against Big. If Buster can start to get going in this B hold, that'll be a tight ship run for Cloud9's defense. Axel comes over to help out. It is just Brokey. And he's stuck in a really uncomfortable spot here. 30 seconds left in the apartments. He's got a lot of cash left over, 11K. So he will be able to get the AWP in the next round regardless of whether or not he gets to save it. But right now looks like he should be, unless Hobbit or Shiro catches him out, and they might do exactly that.
We were talking earlier about Cloud9, you know, this map being so important for them to take how strong they are on it. These cores, I mean, FaZe have never beaten Cloud9 and Mirage in all of their multiple matchups.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Listen, Cloud9, definitely a map they can be strong on. I love that position from Buster as well. 4v2, you know that FaZe are likely to try and go contact, and they really only have a chance if they hit you with pace and get a really quick kill. So you just play an incredibly safe spot, play for info, make sure Axel can help you out. That's exactly what happens. Yeah, we're used to seeing these lockdown CT sides from Cloud9. They're trying to get back on track here, and look at FaZe all over to A out of spawn.
It's been a relatively tame start to this game, right? It hasn't been explosive. It hasn't really got into any craziness just yet. But I'm sure that will come. FaZe set up for the A play right out of spawn.
Yeah, Hobbit's somewhat committed to the A site as well, not playing back from CT.
Next closest string connector, if you can block off this angle, Hobbit has to come up big here. Tilting out, coming on through. He tucks in towards Ninja, has that support in the crossfire, but smokes to be blazing through very shortly. Hounding him with bullets at the moment, but not committing quite yet. Defensive smoke put forward, but Carrigan finds the opening kill. Hobbit, though, not checked, comes out for 2. Is traded by Rops, and that's given them the avenue.
Yeah, great work from Hobbit. Fully committed in the site. You have to fight at that point. And that's exactly what he does. Sets up Shiro. Second shot, not too far off. Oh, Shiro! No scope on a Carrigan. And now just Brokey. In a 1 versus 3. Smoke is up in his face. And he starts to draw one back. Buster forced away. Is there more for Brokey? Shots whiz past him. Brokey with a chance, but Shiro saves Cloud9 in the 1v1.
Oh man, it's Shiro who steps up. It looked like Brokey was going to make something happen there, the way he was trying to isolate those angles. But that no-scope from Shiro sets it up. This is absurd that he gets this one in the first place. And then finally able to close it out with this final shot. Not easy when Brokey tries to cross back, but he hits him through the box. This game already starting to come down to some fine margins here. Look at this pace out mid from FaZe. They're still buying. This could be a swing round, actually. Look at the money for both teams.
This could be very important for the remainder of the rounds here in this first half, Lucy.
It's the round that will get Cloud9 in the half if they pick it up, and probably a bit more off the back of it. FaZe know the importance of picking this one up. Slow spread everywhere on the map. Looking to see if there's any Cloud9 aggression, any Cloud9 presence they can capitalize on.
It's a big question to me. How do you activate Rops when he plays in Palace so often? It can be very far removed from the rest of the map, and he's had a great start here.
On Rain once again. The lone wolf in mid. Lines out connector, making no secret of his presence. Axel somewhat aggressive on short. Has got a help from Shiro here. If Rain is to cross to the chair, he's in prime position to be caught out by Shiro's AWP. And the FaZe attack is coming into this A site. Shiro's crosshair now drawn elsewhere. And what a shot from Brokey. Deals with Hobbit as the defender. And Shiro is just hoping he can catch someone on this connector cross into the site. The smoke goes up. He does not take a shot. And Nafany sitting back at CT, hearing everything happen in the site, but is absolutely helpless until this point. Shiro and Axel have 1-2 fights. The ball plant's denied. Nafany gets around the corner, and he's done so much.
Might just be enough. Buster's still here. That bomb collected time, such a concern now. Rops is going for the plant, has to go in the open. Buster swings, denies. And Carrigan now, well, he might be able to find a few, but Shiro takes him down.
Wow, what a play from Nafany. The discipline to stay towards CT. He's hearing all the movement in the A site. Here's the commitment to the plant. It is actually shielded away from CT. FaZe don't overexpose themselves to that position, but the shots just spam through and he can't do anything about it. Then it's panic stations in the last few seconds. FaZe are putting themselves in good positions here, but Cloud9 are just taking the numbers out of the server.
Yeah, and you see how Cloud9 approach mid there. When they had that stack over towards the B side of the map, they just flash into mid. They say, let's take out Rain. We know he's going to be lurking here because of how much noise has been made over on A. So if we take out Rain, we can start to set up the retake. They even find a kill towards A while that was happening. Oh, that's the shot from Shiro. I mean, Brokey got a wallbang kill onto Hobbit as well.
Yeah, I think Hobbit's gone down twice now from the same position, right? Just with the AWP spotting him out just about the hairs on his head.
It's lucky kills, yeah.
Lucky
It
kills.
is lucky.
Arrogant puts it down to that, and sometimes those will go against you, and every round matters at this point of the tournament. Last matchup, last chance. And Hobbit, he's been good in this A site. Got taken out of it, unfortunately, in the previous, and this time didn't get to his cover in time. Carrigan just explodes out, and FaZe going for a quick call.
Yeah, flashes out Palace. Hobbit was committed. The rotate is here, but they're stuck behind smokes. And this time, Brokey will look for the bomb plant. He still almost gets spammed.
Yeah, just jumps across, does get over. And the Nako scene just about getting the bomb plant in, but Axel is having no issues, dishing out death every single turn of the way. Carrigan back at the ticket box. The CT flank of Buster is going to just destroy his dream here. He turns around, good flash from Shiro. And Robs with the Deagle. What can he cook up here? Absolutely nothing. Axel swings in, Cloud9 recover the round again.
Yeah, we talked about that prior round being a swing round. You're seeing the results here. They try and force it with the Palace pop, get that opening kill, which is great on the Hobbit, but you just can't take any space with the lack of util, lack of weaponry. They get picked apart one by the superior weaponry of Cloud9, who are now on 9 rounds.
And look at these stat lines from Cloud9. I mean, Shiro, you expect it from. He plays a very conservative, safe approach, often with the AWP. He's a stats monster on the CT side of this map. But Axel is above him with 16 kills. That is the exact 1-2 punch we want to see from Cloud9 to be competitive in this series. Axel showing up at just the right time here.
Axel, the Annihilator of FaZe on display. Has to keep that fire furing.
Yeah, definitely has to keep this level up. 9-3 right now for Cloud9. FaZe struggling to get T rounds at the moment. Lots of different looks, and here's a different one again. Out middle, this time challenging down Shiro's AWP. He's had a great start to this game as well. 15-4. He's got a gap as well to play with in the smoke. This could be devastating for FaZe. They see the gap now, surely, and Axel peeks out first. Good reply from Rain, and Shiro, he falls to Brokey. Important kills for FaZe in middle. And a 3v4 established. FaZe, the better on it.
Who can step up now for Cloud9? It's got to be one of the quieter performers to deliver here. And it might be Buster tested on that B bomb site. He's isolated right now, but Hobbit is making the adjustment. They're going to have 2 CTs in the right site.
Yeah, they've got the read for the setup.
They have to make the call here, and they've decided B is the location. Buster repositioning, defensive smoke can be deployed. So powerful, but look at Rain. He's already in the back lines. Hobbit doesn't get a chance. Buster still in the corner, but can't do anything. Rain bleeds down 2, and Nafany is now in the 1 versus 3. No real way to get into this. They have him locked on in. They know exactly where he was, and he has to just leave.
Yeah, great round from Rain now, coming through, saves the day. It looked like the rotation comes over. You got a decent enough chance for the fight there, Cloud9, but when Rain comes up short and you're focused on the apartments, the Norwegian unravels the plans for Cloud9's rotation. And Nafany slips away with the AWP. FaZe have a 4th T side. Would love 6. Cloud9 looking to spoil that, but you know, looking at the cash here, some players a little more flush with it on Cloud9 than others, Alex.
Yeah, definitely important. The Nafany saves this up.
I really like the, actually, we'll see if he gets to save it. Might not, although he should. Rain.
Yeah, I think he's fine.
To be avoided here. The position from Shiro in window, I believe that's a very intentional spot that he's actually standing kind of in the middle, and it's for kind of one of those default window smokes. I think that was actually intentional the way that he blocked it there.
Block it away, right? An engineered gap on the side of the smoke for Shiro.
Yeah, just got a little too eager. Axel flashed back into mid. That's when he tries to establish himself on the angle. But just didn't realize Brokey would still be hanging around at the back. Allows FaZe to win the opening trades.
2 more rounds left in this half, right? And we have got a great buyback for Cloud9, but it's the last legs for them. If they lose this, it's very likely FaZe finds 6 rounds on the T side. Shiro changes up his starting position towards connector this time. Will that slight change up give him a big result?
Might fall back at some point, worried about someone crossing and getting up close next to him. Nafany was peeking through window, but with the flames going down, he couldn't provide that information anymore. Shiro has to reposition. Rain goes down to Axel, the peek on out. Perfect. Once again, Axel stepping up.
Axel is looking incredible right now.
It's crazy. It is crazy the level he's brought to the server here. And, you know, we heard Nafany saying the only way you win this game is if we bring our A game. And right now their A game is Axel and Shiro. They are the win conditions for the side, and they are delivering to the highest extent. 1 minute left on this clock. FaZe down a player, and Carrigan has to figure out the way to put this puzzle together. Once again, Rops out of Palace, and he's activating. He's going to Molotov out the lower part of the wood. Hobbit has actually dodged it by just jumping up on top of these boxes, so he gives up his position, he doesn't get anything for it. Final 40 seconds left. Nafany holds jungle.
Can't believe that doesn't spread. Oh, Shiro though, just holding the line, finds another opener for free.
Nafany now holding the extension out of connector, but they're trying to shift that bomb up towards short, in towards this B site. Twist will start to play forward. What a shot! Twist just accelerates right into the fight, and Brokey catches Buster, but there's still a player in the apartments, and Axel, he has been so incredible, and here he goes again! Axel gets only one! What a turn from Rops! And he wants to clutch this 1 versus 3 alone. Puts the bomb down. Shiro gets aggressive. He puts it into the 1 versus 1 fight for Rops, and he is quicker on the trigger with the AWP.
Wow, so often we see Shiro just try and play the safest way possible, but he's really feeling it right now, getting activated on any option he has. Moves straight in, knows that Rops has just planted. Again, some high-level Counter-Strike right now, but Cloud9 seem to have the edge. Shiro and Axel both close to a 20-kill half each.
So many just crazy plays coming across the board. The individual duels are just beautiful to watch. But Cloud9 are looking so good in this game right now. 10 on the CT side. FaZe come together. They've still got a good buy for this final round of the half.
Have to make something work here. These last few rounds have not. Only one in the last 6 has gone their way. Brokey, maybe he's the man to make it happen. We saw him with a few openers earlier on in this half. Has that AWP out as well. Working over towards A with Carrigan behind him.
That mid presence there again from Cloud9. They've peeked out, they've seen it's pretty clear. Axel on B short is just so confident he can take that angle. And FaZe still spread across the map.
Oh, lots of chat. Hands off the keyboard. We're going to get a round
hand on the mouse
here.
holding this angle. I'm sure we can't be live.
Yeah. Brokey's just timed out, it looks like, or had an issue. So we're going to get that match medic and we'll get this restarted.
Stepping up in the most important match of the year for him.
Well, last round of this first half, 10-4. FaZe desperately trying to get a 5th round out of this T side. Cloud9 looking to give them zero mercy. Rain once again starts his fights in mid. Connector mollied out, Flash follows up, but he is not staying there. Instead, he's going back and watching for the mid push of Cloud9.
Looks like a very similar call from FaZe. 2 players waiting outside A. The other players waiting elsewhere on the map. Shiro is currently leaning over to B, so A will feel somewhat vulnerable for Cloud9. Hobbit there is that anchor, taking a new position. Some smokes will be thrown, so Hobbit will get an early warning here, but he's blinded.
Oh, he is blinded, but he's handled the pressure. Carrigan is the first victim. Brokey gets the response for FaZe, and now the B site opened up. But there is a chance as Axel and Buster once again don't see anything on the A side. The information's being passed on to them to get ready for this B play.
He looked away. Axel looked away.
And Buster's at bench. Axel needs to start coming back soon. Buster's going to get that info and call on over. First kill on Rain. Reply that is there from Rops. FaZe get it into the 3 versus 3. Bomb plant goes down. Axel has rotated now in. On top of the bin, he'll dip down and catches Twist looking the wrong way. Axel has just been unbelievable so far alongside Shiro. And now it's just Brokey stuck up in the apartments. He'll descend down into the side trying to change up his position, but none of the shots connecting. It is the weapons of mass destruction for Cloud9 that are pushing them forward to an 11-4 half on Mirage. What a great start to this affair they've got. Well, a common round thrown in from FaZe does not reap rewards on a 5th round, Lucy.
Yeah, same round that they found success earlier on with that faked A, rotate towards B. This time around, Cloud9 were ready for it. Sets them up for an 11th going into their T side. And with a man like Axile doing what he's doing right now, that is a terrifying prospect.
Yeah, well, Cloud9 have given themselves quite the buffer here, Hawka, coming into the second map, right? Or second half, rather. 21-7 on Axel, Shiro on 19-5. They are heads above the rest of their team right now. But when Cloud9 have these 2 players online, you don't really need anybody else. And here's the play for Cloud9 straight towards A in this pistol.
Yeah, it's often Cloud9 CT side that carries them through. Can they keep it up on the T side, though? It looks like it. That is an immediate entry from Hobbit and complete access to the A-bomb side.
Gap for Brokey. And he'll happily take a kill on Axel. Important play to remove here. As we now enter the 4 versus 4 retake for FaZe. Hobbit's pushed down in towards CT.
That's so much space. He can flank all the way around towards jungle in the late half, or can just hold here and Brokey might come on through. Good setup here for Cloud9 in the post plant. There is a kit in play in Carrigan and a smoke.
And Buster will sit at the ninja boxes at the firebox. He's got his teammate out towards Tetris. Nafany gets swung on. Twist with a lightning fast headshot. And he wants another one, but not this time. He will not connect on Buster, who desperately dances around to try and stop the defuse. But it's Hobbit's job. They will do exactly that. And they're not on it. They have no time. And Hobbit has won the pistol here for Cloud9, denying the defuse and denying FaZe another round. 12-4. This is looking clean from Cloud9.
It's just that flank around the back from Hobbit. They're never expecting it on the FaZe side. They all come in through those positions. They can't look back. They cannot afford to do that. They have to clear out all those other positions so Hobbit can come in from the flank. What a read from him. The veteran of the team comes through for them. And Cloud9 in fantastic shape now on this T side.
Yeah, Hobbit gets the opener as well. It's the B stack from FaZe. They have to play the rotate. Doesn't work out for them. And look at this pace from Nafany. He is so fast up towards ladder. Mac 10.
I even know.
I think he's just slipped by. I don't know how they haven't heard him, but he does find that kill. Now he can start to take some more space. Swings out for another. Nafany on cleanup duty over in short. Put under pressure here by Carrigan, but it's the Mac 10 doing work. Rain eventually takes him down, but the damage has been done.
Yeah, it was the save for FaZe here. I didn't expect much anyway. But that is something you can expect to see from Nafany. Cloud9 run quite a few rounds where they try and get him into ladder room solo, and they'll try and work around that in different ways. Look at some of the kill counts for FaZe right now, though. Twist down at 6 kills, Rain at 7. I mean, yes, we maybe were expecting Cloud9 to be favored on this map.
Yeah, but not to this extent, right?
Especially when it's FaZe we're talking about. I've seen Twists just completely carry Mirage games in the past. You'd expect his aim would shine through.
FaZe had a lot of moments where it looked like they were going to get a lot more T rounds, but it's the difference that Shiro was making with that AWP. Axel was getting done on the anchor positions at times because he was kind of all over the place, right? But he was always found in the site hits when they were coming his way. And then that round when it was looking good when they were in middle and FaZe are pushing in towards the A site and Shiro gets that smoke kill. That is just the key to really show you how that first half went. Cloud9 having the individual difference, stopping FaZe from getting the majority of the rounds picked up.
Yeah, and it's normally FaZe that's the team that has that, right? They're the team that we look to when you have those individuals stepping up and creating these space when you wouldn't normally have it. But it's Cloud9 playing FaZe's game right now.
Yeah, it felt like there were just a few swing rounds throughout that half that really made the difference, and Cloud9 won all of them.
Yeah.
And now Cloud9 take a timeout. Axel's numbers are crazy. 5-0 in opening duels, 132 ADR. And for FaZe, they're finally going to get their CT buy, but there's basically no room for error here. You cannot afford to lose this round. Oh my God, Carrigan's got a Mac 10.
This is the Mirage, essentially, for FaZe, right? Robs has had a good game, but no one else has really been up there. And Robs' impact hasn't always reaped the round. So we're now looking at 13-4. FaZe's last legs already here on map 1. So much on this one best of 3. To lose a map in this fashion is going to help Cloud9's confidence when they destroy FaZe. If they close it out in this way, considering the interviews that we've heard from Nafany and Hobbit, right? There's been this sort of dejected mood that they feel like they've already lost at times, and they're just saying things like, yeah, you know, if we turn up with the A game, we still have a chance. But you don't really believe it. They don't really even believe it. But this map, if they win it like this, that might get them believing.
Yeah, sometimes actions speak louder than words, and that seems to be the case here for Cloud9. Rops in a good position here. Peering on over, but Smoke is going to block off his position. Hobbit starts to take space. Rob's peering, trying to find any sort of gap in this to work with. Actually boosting up into the window, just on the edge is Nafany. Not an uncommon position, and Rob certainly will be considering it when the smoke fades, but they might be looking for him as well, and Hobbit finds him first. Brokey at least gets one back, and that was very good damage onto Hobbit.
Look at the bomb. Look where it's coming out of ramp now. Rain is towards CT, just playing in front of that, but Nafany's found the gap as he pushes through the murder hole. Carrigan comes around. Nafany turns back in time, and another crucial kill in the round. going Cloud9's way. 30 seconds. Brokey peeks out a connector, realizes they need to make a move, but it's all going to come down to Rain in this round. It's all going to come down to him in the site. Brokey's making moves. Now Rain activates. The twist comes in. It's starting to look good for FaZe. They flip it back, and a great recovery. I thought it was all going to be Rain, but then Brokey makes the move. Twist comes in, and FaZe finally come together and look good across the board.
Yeah, it's so important that Twist is there in the ladder room because Nafany tries to come back through jungle for the flank, but Twist is just holding it, so Nafany can never move in for that flank onto Brokey. And I thought Nafany might just flank through CT, but he didn't get activated in time. And FaZe finally get a chance to release some of that emotion, try and bring the intensity. They've got a chance to reset Cloud9's economy here, and the buy's already weakened for Cloud9 into this round.
This one looks pretty good for FaZe. Outpositioned Cloud9 very well in that last round. Twist so influential in finding that spot after Rops fell. FaZe, we talk about them needing to be perfect on this CT side, and they're a team that knows perfection, a team put together to be perfect. So we know they're capable of it.
This is a lot of space on B.
Oh, a lot for Axel, isn't it? He could catch Twist looking the wrong way. Alpha was short. Twist very lucky. He dipped behind the corner. If not, Axel had collected his skull, and he commits to the fight. Carrigan swings at the right time, covers off his teammate, and calls for Brokey to make the rotation. The bomb's still in limbo. Hasn't committed just yet. And Shiro's trying to carve out of some control of this B site. He's hopped out of the window itself, down into the site, and his teammates are slowly but surely making their way towards this B site. Carrigan's just trying to stay elusive. Does not want to be detected, doesn't want to offer up a kill here to Cloud9 as the attack into B, but his rifle now stands in the middle of the site, overexposed. Hobbit with the headshot, Brokey caught looking at too many angles. And it's now recovered for Cloud9. They're into the site, and FaZe have no shot. They are so far away from this. What a turnaround from Cloud9.
Just when we're praising the positioning of FaZe, the moving about, ready for the fights, getting people in the right places. Feels like Cloud9, the way they slowed down there and took their time on the hit, waiting for the reinforcements, letting Buster work over towards A, keeping FaZe occupied. They were just able to find the gaps into that site.
Yeah, and it really felt like the coordination was uncomfortable there for FaZe. You see initially Carrigan playing very safe on that B site. Twists didn't realize they could sneak so far up through the apartments. And even though Carrigan comes in at the right time to get the initial kill, Cloud9 having a foothold on that bomb site makes it really awkward for FaZe. You saw Carrigan looking every single direction, scared of Van, scared of all these awkward angles. Brokey has no opportunity. He's looking in all different directions. And for Cloud9, 14 found, stepping closer and closer to a dominant map win.
Well, this investment from FaZe might well be one of the very last. They have to win this round. And even then, it's such a long road ahead, but this part, the Paris, has been long for them.
It's been treacherous. Another major woe might be coming Carrigan and Rain's way. They think back to some of the ones they've missed out on. Boston against a different Cloud9 side. That one got away from them. Sure, they pick up Antwerp, but when they were on top of the world, they finished at the bottom in Rio. And they might not even make it this time around. Drops. Aggressive short. Nafany taken out first. Cloud9 applying pressure to Rain, who has been so quiet, who has really struggled on this first map. And they're not going to play with it just yet. Cloud9 taking it slow, using the time. There's a full minute of it.
I love Rops capitalizing on the failed flash towards top mid that was there to set up the push from Nafany. Can't commit off it, and Rops just exploits. Pushes up slowly, finds that kill.
Oh, they slip out on Rain, they catch him with a flash, and they converge to the ramp. Twists now has to deliver from the stairway, and he's only got a FAMAS to do it. No help from his team. Twist has to do it alone, and he's begun that trek. He's found himself the first, not the second. A lot of damage dished out, but not enough for the kill. It is going to keep FaZe ahead in the final 25 seconds. Buster drops out of Palace. Shiro is going all the way around. 20 seconds. Has to go back through Palace. A nice boost up from Brokey. Catches Buster on default. Shiro now really can't win this round. He's called it off. FaZe have a 6th.
Well done from Twist there as well. Just that's a man that believes in his aim despite a bad game so far. Standing in the open with the FAMAs and taking fights.
I mean, that's what he had to do, right? There's no other option available to Twist. You either fight that, get one, or you lose the site and then most likely lose the round there for FaZe.
Yeah, good to see him standing up for the team. As you were saying, Rops getting activated. I'm enjoying seeing some of these proactive plays from him. I think he realizes some of his teammates are struggling right now, so wants to get them off to the good start. That was Brokey getting boosted up to find that angle over the top. Nothing that Buster could do against that. And again, FaZe with an opportunity to try and cause those economic woes here. Rops wins that first fight on mid.
Well, yet again. And Hobbit looking to snap back, but Rops says no. Swings on out. Rops with 2 already. His teammate falls, but the Cold Stone Estonian has found himself another one out mid. Nafany and Buster just left with pistols. And Rops has no issues in dispelling the initial attack. And it should be 7 without too much issue here. If FaZe give this one up, that would be an absolute disaster.
We talk about some of the best riflers in the world, and Rops has got to be in that conversation. A fantastic triple kill, almost catching up to Axel now, just 1 kill tailing. After all the moments Axel had, that just shows how hard Rops has been working here to get back into this game, to keep FaZe in this map.
That was a fun mini game. Getting some nades into position for Cloud9.
Yeah, dribble all the way towards this A site. Can they get themselves into it, though, is the question. Buster out of ramp. We've seen Rain choose this position multiple times. Hasn't really had to show too much from it. But maybe now he'll get that chance. Peeks out. Double dink. Nice and clean for Rain on 2. 7th round for FaZe.
Takes initiative at the right time. Drops though up top initially. Got helped out by Brokey. And then some very solid shots. He's been looking good with the AK in hand. And Cloud9 simply have Glocks available to them in this one. So good to see FaZe starting to show some of those signs of individuals performing.
I mean, it's not too bad for FaZe if Twist can start to step up with Rain, right? Because Robs and Brokey are definitely online on the server right now. Robs is having a great game. If Twist and Rain can start to come together and find a bit more impact across the board, FaZe could run this back. We know Cloud9's T-sides can sometimes grind to a halt. They just have put themselves in a really good spot to just take 2 more.
That's what we saw in that Aurora game, right? On Overpass in particular, it was really all 4 doing exactly what they needed to do, and it looked absolutely beautiful.
I do definitely want to see how this coordination works between Karrigan and Twists on this B site. Did feel slightly off earlier. They've got to have that figured out here if they want to try and get back into this one. This is against the Glocks, though. So if they mess up this coordination, I don't know what I'd say.
Well, Karrigan gets the first kill. Twist is here to support. And so far, it is a perfect pass for FaZe, not losing anyone on the hold. And they completely annihilate the Glocks.
Gun round will be ready for Cloud9. Definitely interested to see if they still go towards mid early. And Groove actually wants to have a talk with the team ahead of this round by the looks of things.
Yeah, timeout.
Oh, maybe not even Groove talking. There we go, he is now.
Well, the 3rd timeout for Cloud9. 2 more rounds to collect. That's all they have to do. 1 more round to secure the minimum of overtime. And 2 more to close out map 1. And if you're Cloud9, you want to take this as convincingly as possible. You do not want to let FaZe start to warm up into this. You don't want to let Twist start to feel a little stronger, a little more warmed up, ready for this game. You want to make sure that you use the warm-up that you had earlier as an advantage and take this map as cleanly, concisely as possible and move on to map 2 with FaZe feeling like they're up against the wall.
Yeah, move on to it with Axel and Shiro feeling like they're on Cloud9 with the way they're playing. They start to lack impact in these later rounds. That could be a hit to confidence.
Well, mid-control does look like the initial aim for Cloud9 with 3 Ts put into that area of the map. Brokey still without that sniper. They're sticking with the rifles for the time being.
Well, no one died, so no reason to waste the money with so many rounds they have to win. Okay, that ain't it.
Third time's the charm. No, it's not.
Let's go for a fourth. No, falling house.
I mean, they're laughing about it, but yeah, that's just the kind of details that can sometimes go missing when you're a little more nervous, when you're a little bit more jittery in these big moments. Usually what you're able to pull off without even thinking about it becomes a bit more of a struggle. The run boost fails a few times. No one punished from Cloud9. Now they'll go back into middle, this time with a more standard approach. Do they run it back? Here they go. Mental reset. They've had a break.
This is it.
This is the last chance qualifier of run boosts, and they pass with flying colors. Nafany gets around the top mid boxes.
I mean, it's cost them a bit of time, though. 47 seconds remaining now. They still have utility. I was talking about this B site earlier. Twist is playing from the site itself, and it looks likely that we could get a split towards this B bomb site.
Yeah, Brokey's making his way over as well, so FaZe are going to have everyone in the right positions. No lurk here over towards A to keep them occupied either. The spam damage going to go on through. Split getting set up.
Brokey hasn't moved, actually. He's considering it, but he doesn't feel like he's able to commit just yet. And this leaves 18 seconds left, and Twists and Karrigan in the B site. Karrigan has to dish out first, which is exactly what he does, but it's just one. And Brokey has now rotated in, but Twist gets checked. And Brokey makes up for it. A second kill coming in from Brokey. Laser-like shot coming in from Brokey. And he blasts them forward, stops the time, and FaZe have another round.
A backbreaker from Brokey there, just playing the clock, playing the time. Twist tucked on in. That's the position to win the round, but he gets hard cleared by Nafany, and you start to sweat, but Brokey, ice cold as always.
Yeah, beautiful round from Brokey, getting back to that B site in time. As soon as Twist falls, you're scared for FaZe, but the time was so low on the Cloud9 side.
Let's go!
And we heard FaZe talk about how they want to keep the mood up. That's going to help them. Brokey not able to land the shot. Axel the man to move up mid early this time.
Yeah, he's gone real quick with the D. Twist not ready. Rob's able to help out, but this is not good from FaZe. This is not a good start to the round at all. They are now in a really uncomfortable position, giving Cloud9 the best opportunity here, and he slips underneath. Robs hasn't seen him. Shiro gets into the connector, completely unevaded, and he will absolutely try to use this to great effect, but he hasn't seen Robs either.
Surely Rops turns at some stage just to check onto A.
Maybe Shiro has a look too, but...
Oh, Brokey has the angle. There's no reason for him to turn.
Oh, this is unreal. Robs and Shiro have no idea that they're right beside each other.
This is stressing me out, man.
Who will spot the other first?
If Shiro spots it, that could be the round.
Karrigan's coming in from short.
They've left
They're
B
not
open.
gonna see it.
Surely they spot Shiro at some point, but they've just left connector. They're completely starved of information here, FaZe. Karrigan starts to go back to B just at the right time. He sees Cloud9 trying to enter the site, but he's not in it. He's not in the site itself. He tries to use the smoke as some cover, and he goes now into that fight. Karrigan tries to stop it, but look at Shiro! He's come around the back, and Brokey's punished. Nafany hits onto Karrigan as well, and it's all on Rops to try and pull this one back. Coming up from the underpass. Buster assassinated, but they now know exactly where Rops is coming from. And he is caught by Shiro. What a round. Shiro gets in connector, and he ends up being the player that unravels the whole round.
It was a round like that, which is what they destroyed Big with over on Vertigo, and they do the same here. Unbelievable, the timing. Not just this entire scenario, but then when Shiro crosses back into jungle, Brokey is holding that for a good 15 seconds. The second he turns away, Shiro comes around the corner and ends the round.
Oh, I mean, that's something that FaZe couldn't account for, but man, they have to keep mentally strong here. What a devastating round loss for FaZe. What did Cloud9 do to try and close it, though? 15-9 up. Same standard setup from FaZe. Brokey and connector this time. Mid control looks good for Cloud9. Doesn't look like FaZe want to challenge anything aggressively right now.
And why would you? One misplay on the aggression and the map is done.
Hey, you don't want to be the player that offers your life up first, but usually the most passive is Rops, who starts the affairs off, flashed into the ramp, chases down Hobbit, does so much damage but gets no kill.
Does force him to run away though, and that's space gain for Rops. He can now sit down in towards the ramp and can lock this position in with time ticking on down. That's very useful information. They can start to be a bit more concerned about other parts of the map.
That passive Brokey is back in CT spawn, and oh man, that was almost awkward. Nafany moving up through connector.
Yeah, he's got a good bit of space here. Rain always plays his position. They force him out of it with the utility. 24 seconds.
What's the end goal for Cloud9?
Not leaving themselves with a lot of time, and the bomb is in middle on the back of Shiro. And they're running in towards A. Brokey easily connects, but the bomb is in middle, and Carrigan's got the kill. That'll be the round. Thank you very much. They run to try and chase it back, but it's no hope. Absolutely no hope in this round for Cloud9. FaZe will take a 10th up to double figures, and Cloud9 lose track of the time. They do not get the bomb into a competitive position. And FaZe will take that.
Yeah, I feel like Rops' aggression there onto Hobbit really kind of threw Cloud9 for a loop there. They weren't really sure how to immediately respond. They had to go back through mid with the bomb, and they just had no control over towards A after that. I mean, even if they'd gotten in, Rops was able to be in a position to deny the bomb.
Yeah, well, we have seen Cloud9 completely capitulate on T sides before, right? We've seen them fall away and really start to struggle as they move on to the attacking side. They're using their 4th timeout now. That is a bit of a throwaway round. There is plenty more to play with, but at this point, FaZe are seeing this as the golden ticket back in.
Yeah, I mean, that's 2 rounds now where it hasn't been FaZe versus Cloud9. It's been FaZe and the clock versus Cloud9. Time just so low. Nothing they can do at the end of this one. It really felt like they were just struggling to find their own goal there towards the end of the round. Let's see if Cloud9 change the pace at all in this one.
Sometimes the comms of Cloud9 really take a dip as well, so maybe have to elevate the communication a bit at this point. Shiro, he'll start the AWP over towards apartments. Once again, it is Rops towards short, and he has been finding quite a bit of success with some of these aggressive short plays, and they are pushing up now. Twist in behind him, Rops let off the leash, and he is ready to unleash on Nafany. But he's not the kind of player that'll just walk around that corner, so you'll just hold on by. Nafany will drop back.
Yeah, it's that same strong angle, hard to flash him in that position. Meanwhile, Rain was up top. He does get flashed and falls back.
But with this setup, I mean, you got Twist looking down into lowers as well, and he can fall on back, and Rops' patience might be rewarded, but no, what a clear from Nafany!
What a shot from Nafany.
He's done his homework.
You do not see that often, but Nafany cracks open mid, and this could be the way. The first step for Cloud9 taking the first map. And Rain stands tall against Hobbit in that engagement.
They're leaving B, but Cloud9 have no idea.
Yeah. But the bomb, where does it go here? Back over towards the apartments, one would assume, with Axel already up here. Nafany has been found by Twists, but it's on Carrigan again in this B site. He's got to hope that his teammates can make the rotation over in time. 30 seconds.
Brokey's going to A.
Look how far away Carrigan's reinforcements are. It's up to the in-game leader.
Rangers clear ramp. Now Twist will start to come back.
Will he get there in time? Doesn't look like it. Axel out the window. And oh, the missed shot from Shiro. Somehow Twist is given that chance, and that's the bomb. Once again, the time will cost them. Shiro leaves the bomb in the apartments. They don't have enough time to get it back. A missed shot from Shiro, you don't see that every day, and Twist will absolutely love that opportunity. FaZe given another. Cloud9 get themselves into a really good spot. It looked like they're about to come crashing down on Carrigan, but still, one missed shot can cost them when the time is left so low.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a great entry from Nafany, but yeah, for Cloud9, it doesn't feel like they have any power in these rounds. I don't know how to explain it. It just doesn't feel like they're even giving these rounds a go at times. That's one where Bust is still lurking out on mid. He's so far away from the action. And FaZe are figuring it out. Go for the late round info plays, and you'll get into position. This is a pace change, though. Cloud9 group towards A.
Yeah, gonna look for a bit of a palace pop here. And these rounds are start to be where Carrigan shines as a caller. We're showing in some of these mid-round calls. Brokey gets that open up. Rain sitting on close here, ready for the contact, but Cloud9 fall back for a moment. Gonna tuck on in, see if the aggression comes. Wait and work is Hobbit. He can find something. Maybe there's a way in, but I mean, look how locked in this position is.
The Palace pop could still be pretty brutal here. Rain's not looking the right way. And here they come around the back. Rain turns, but Nafany is still good for that Tech 9 tap. Rops, he's made the rotation over. And from jungle to the site, connects the trade kill. FaZe still up a player, but they conceded the site. They conceded the bomb plant. And Shiro has an AK. Rob set up for the flash peek in towards CT. That'll alert Axel to turn back. But the AK posted up. And Shiro is the turret. Karrigan's AUG swiftly responds, but Hobbit in the connector could cause a problem for Brokey because he has the Tech 9 close range, and Shiro still there, still with the AK, is now the only player left. The Immortal stands above the rest. On top of Tetris, Twist will swing, the time ticking on the plant. FaZe get onto it, they're gonna stick it through, and it will just be enough time for FaZe to pull the defuse in. Twist with an important kill on the swing back in the retake.
What a sigh of relief there for FaZe. Brokey had the kit. If he loses that duel, that is the map.
Yeah, and Brokey was so patient in jungle. They never expected it. You saw Hobbit thought he needed to come towards the site because he assumed someone in jungle would have moved earlier. But Brokey so calm under pressure. For Cloud9, it feels like...
Shiro looking to try and open up on the ramp. Gets forced back by Util, and now Nafany sprinting up in towards the ladder room. A lot of control game for Nafany early.
Yeah.
This play is something the FaZe will definitely be aware of, and their immediate response, aggression out ramp. Buster's the one in charge of dealing with this, and he's going to peer on round, checking to see how far they're pushed, and they're about to be walking by. The timing not there for Buster. As he moves, he throws the flash, and that's the sign that he's here. Rain can hear him, and he's chasing, spots him on the jump down. Looks like Buster might have got a whiff of things as well.
Now it's down to this B play being successful. Buster has lost that fight. This now makes Cloud9 feel super uncomfortable. It puts a timer on the play and funnels them into B. Karrigan sets himself up with a smoke, but he's receiving damage through it. Luckily, he's got Brokey nearby. And Hobbit is no match for that AWP. Karrigan sticks around, goes back to the same position. This time to success in Karrigan. A second kill for him. And Brokey sends the shot down short to confirm another round for FaZe. Cloud9 starting to fall apart now on Mirage.
Yeah, they go for something with some more authority. Felt like a lot of the previous rounds had to go perfectly for them to have a chance to win them. But the response from FaZe is absolutely excellent. You know that Nafany likes to get into ladder room, and when he runs that play, he has to have some support to set him up. So you push into A ramp, you get information back. Look at the buy now for Cloud9. It's bad again. They might just attempt something fast here. Grouped up outside B. Hobbit on the lurk.
Well, it worked last time when they did the same play onto A. Brokey's in a fast position to rotate over again. They've got the read on this. He's ready to come on by.
Karrigan is supporting utility in middle, but he needs to focus on this B site. They're coming in. They're charging through the doors, and they've breached the site. But it doesn't matter because the recovery is still there. Brokey with 2 again, and Karrigan, he's just the reliable soldier inside of this B site. No matter how many times Cloud9 try to throw it at him, Karrigan is not breaking. He is not crumbling under this pressure. And this is what real leaders do. Hobbit up in the apartments, no issue, and Karrigan celebrates as FaZe put 5 together in a row. This game is now delivering. It was a slow start from FaZe, but they are in this game, and they are in control, even though they're behind by 1.
In the last 10 rounds, the only one they dropped was that fast play over on A where they got caught off guard. Everything else has been all FaZe on this CT side.
And where's Axel gone in this second half? He had 21 kills at the half. He's on 23 now. Final round of regulation.
Yeah, final round of regulation overtime available here for FaZe on their streak if they can continue it. Just one more added, and we go to the bonus rounds. And what else could you want in a game with this much stakes? This is everything for these players. Lose this, no major. And Cloud9 desperately need Mirage in the series to feel comfortable. What a first half they had. But that is all gone now. It is a margin of a single round.
The one thing I would hate to see is Cloud9 running the clock down too far and not having a clear end goal. That's been a frustrating issue for them. And it looks like they might group up faster here. 4 players outside A, Axel on the luck.
Well, they're forced to do something like this. They have no mid control and they don't really have the utility and the time to take it back. It has to be this A play. Rain is repositioned to jungle and FaZe are playing a bit of a retake setup.
Here comes the A execute. Rain behind the smokes. No one from FaZe even there to challenge. So they send Brokey up on top of the tower. He'll watch towards Palace. He needs laser focus. He sees the hand, and that's exactly what'll happen. Brokey sends the shot through. Twist right to the smoke.
That's a bomb.
Losing players, and 25 seconds. Bomb not down. Shiro doesn't make the difference in time. And Axel, you asked where he was. Well, here he is now, in middle, trying to stop this one from going to overtime. Hobbit recollects the bomb, but can he recollect Cloud9 senses? He cannot, and the time is ticking. Axel needs to immediately plant, and he is not going to be allowed to do that. Time is running out. It's down to the fights, and it's not going to happen. Let's take this show to overtime.
6 in a row to force it here. FaZe with the major on the line. Cloud9 in the driver's seat to take this map. But FaZe are unrelenting. Everybody stepping up, forcing us all the way to overtime.
It felt like you were foreshadowing earlier, Dinko. You said it. Cloud9 can collapse on their T side.
And this is the FaZe we got used to seeing when they were on top of the world of Counter-Strike. The team that would go behind, no matter the scoreline, would always have the ability to come back. But look how quick this is, or the attempt at least. They have been slowed by the utility.
They're still going to go quick here.
But this time, a different setup for FaZe, right? They're not in the extremities. They can stand and fight, and Rain is committed towards Wood. A missed shot from Brokey. You haven't seen many of those in this second half on the CT side. Rain from the Underwood gets forced into the fights, and he'll cross. He'll go to the sandwich instead. And this is a strong position for the Norwegian. They start to read this rotation, this reposition from him, and Cloud9 aren't going anywhere.
They use so many nades on this, though.
He's staying alive and he's managed to get out. Repositions once again, and they just can't find him. They can't punish. They can't get into this site. It's all Rain just keeping them at bay.
The reset gives something for FaZe to consider.
Yeah, it does, and I think this is the only option Cloud9 have, is to try and get them guessing again, force a couple of change-ups in the CT setup, and it has done that. They're no longer in the site. And well, it doesn't look like Cloud9's objective is that A site anymore. They're deciding to go back through spawn and figure out, can they maybe hit this B site instead, leaving themselves with limited time yet again. Carrigan has not broken down on this B site.
Look at this setup from FaZe. They have 4 players essentially within the same spot. They do need to start moving people around. B has had no information, nothing on A. Carrigan needs support.
Well, they already have the advantage here for FaZe. So if Carrigan even gets one and Brokey's rotation is successful,
no nades
this should take it down. And Brokey's going to get a perfect chance, but a missed shot. Carrigan won't miss his opportunity, though. The ult comes in, lines up a second, but the damage isn't done. The plant is coming in. The time's limited, and denial again. Cloud9 run out of time, and FaZe pick up the round once more, this time in overtime.
Feels like Cloud9 have run out of ideas. They try something different, but they can't even fully commit to it. The follow-through on the A site, not there. And FaZe into the lead for the first time in a long time. I think it might be the first time in this map for them.
As soon as that kill comes in from Rain onto Nafany, it's like all the confidence just disappears from Cloud9. They get stuck in towards ramp. They can't find any space out. Rain just dropping utility, keeping them at bay, giving them the lead.
Well, at least they've got mid this time on the Cloud9 side. That opens up the options. Twists laser focused from short. I don't think he'll find the fights yet, though.
No need to budge yet. Cloud9 still need to make some moves. Rain's repositioning, checking the clear. The flash is good. He's going to come up through, spots out Buster, and he's dropped with nothing in return. So much space now, so much information for FaZe. Nafany starts to accelerate, but a smoke in his face.
This has cut off one of the prongs to the approach, right? The short play not getting through. Axel trying to make something happen, but Carrigan has just dominated the apartments yet again.
That boost was so slow.
It was so slow once more from Cloud9. They're fumbling these T rounds. A team that is usually so well put together. And it's all going the other way. FaZe just smacking them at the moment. Shiro is a shadow of his first half self.
Oh,
The whole team feels like a shadow.
Perhaps
Maybe a
bit of
Spectre.
shadow boxing for Shiro. He'll hop up into the window.
can he get to A?
23 seconds left. Brokey, perfect angle. Realizes the only pathway, the only option he had was to go back through jungle. So repositions himself up on top of default and makes no issue of it. But this right now is a Cloud9 that we've seen a couple of days ago, right? They had a few moments on the T side where they always are methodical. They like to get a boost going. They like to limit the positions of the CTs, but it's not clicking. These boosts aren't coming in. They're trying to be methodical, but they're just messing up a lot of the steps on the way. And when you do that, you end up running out of time, or it doesn't come together very well. This is a Cloud9 T side that just looks dire.
Yeah, you even saw the double smoke when they were moving up through short. They definitely tried the boost instantly when the smoke landed in their face, but not able to get past it. And look at this mid setup. Rops will go forward. He's got to be careful because he's getting wrapped from beneath.
Yeah, but you got Twist in there to support as well. They are going to be wrapped in from both angles. Brokey swings on through. What a shot from Hobbit. Gets the opener. Nafany looking to get another. Rob's under so much pressure. Moving around, trying to find a way to take these fights, but it's Twist that finds it. Robs goes in onto Axel, but Axel comes out ahead.
A one-player advantage here for Cloud9. Axel sends a Molotov in towards short. Shiro to clear out window, but Hobbit senses a gap. He senses a weakness on this B site. Perhaps it is the low HP of Twist that could fall, and Carrigan's deep commitment towards short, but Twist has come back at the right time, and Hobbit wasn't ready, looking the complete wrong direction. Twist is offered up an easy kill. 48 seconds left. Carrigan's at short. He's ready for them to walk back into the connector, and he's looked away. He was ready, but no longer. Instead passes that torch on over to Rain, and he will pass. No issues for Rain. Axel can't get forward. Rain with a second as he defends connector, and Buster just edges out onto this A site. Everything for Cloud9 to do. And Buster has not had the game for it, not stepping up enough, and it's going to be FaZe reaching map point on Mirage. After such a dominant first half showing from Cloud9, they disappear in the second half, and FaZe now in full control and looking like they're in pole position to snatch map 1 of this most important series.
This CT side from FaZe has been incredible. What a recovery, having just 4 rounds going into it. And they have been a brick wall throughout, through regulation, through overtime, not dropping a single round to the T side.
But it's been a complete collapse for Cloud9. They won the pistol on the T side. They went 13-4 up. There's no excuses at that point. You have to find a way to close your map pick. They haven't, and now they're fighting on the back foot. They have to come back onto their CT side. I mean, this is where they were strong, but that was so long ago. Feels like a different game now.
Twist, he's just accelerated. You can see FaZe playing with confidence, playing with the momentum that they've got. Shiro, just a no-scope from the window. A single kill for Shiro as he looks on to the 3 remaining screens. It's Nafany, Buster, and Hobbit left to stop Cloud9 from falling on map 1.
Shiro and Axel falling. The Annihilator removed. The biggest threat to FaZe on this CT side out of the count. It has to be Nafany, Buster, and Hobbit.
And FaZe know they have the edge here in the 4-on-3. They'll
Rotate
take
to
their
B.
time, and they'll start to move over to A. And if this push were to come through, Hobbit would have everything to do for Cloud9 to have a chance to stay alive on this map.
Well, Hobbit is often the emotional leader of Cloud9.
The veteran.
But if FaZe completely crush them on this A site, the emotions of Cloud9 will shatter, their hearts will start to break, and Hobbit cannot afford to. He holds the site, they know exactly where he is. Limited ammo, collects just 1, forces the reload out, and Robs gives no mercy, chases him down. FaZe now into the site. It's just Nafany and Buster in this 2 versus 3. That nade does a lot of damage onto Carrigan, and the second one takes him out of the round.
Nafany saw him.
Nafany has seen him out towards CT. Buster creeping ever closer to the site. Robs, he's got to get the right timing to look the right way. He hasn't seized the opportunity, but Brokey absolutely will. and FaZe pull a comeback. No matter the start, no matter the scoreline that they're down, FaZe will deal the blow. Cloud9 up against the ropes. That has gotta hurt.